Hey everyone, I'm Selena. Welcome to Selenovela. So, I have decided that after a year of taking a year of from my eBay business and moving abroad, I just decided that it was finally time to reopen my vintage store, Blu Butterfly Vintage, and start selling on eBay again. So, if you're new here, I've been a vintage reseller since 2012. And I own Blu Butterfly Vintage. I sold on Poshmark and on eBay. I also had my own brick and mortar store for about 7 years until the pandemic, and then I moved my business online. And I used to restore vintage clothing. I had my own alterations business where I did that on the side, and I really miss that so much, especially living abroad now that um, I I don't sew. I haven't been sewing since I've been here. So I really miss that. I miss my Poshmark because I had so many amazing clients, and the community there was just amazing. And I really miss my Poshmark community being away from home. So I just took a year off, and over the last year, life changed dramatically for me. I moved to Honduras to be with my husband, and I've been working full time in digital marketing. Well, I have been working in digital marketing since 2017, and really Blue Butterfly Vintage was like my side hustle, my side job, like something that I loved, that I enjoyed doing. And while I genuinely do enjoy marketing and I love using AI tools, and I love learning all these things, right? In the digital marketing realm since 2017, I really have realized something very important during all this is that the pace of technology is so exhausting for me. Like I'm starting to feel very burnout. You know, it's almost like I'm trying to be in competition with AI. And, I just really thought a lot about this for the past 6 months because in January, I actually made a list of things that I wanted to do for the year 2026. And this was it, was that I was going to reopen my vintage store online again. And so, yeah, every week there's another platform, that another update, another AI tool to learn and another skill that you're expected to master in when it comes to, working in the digital marketing field, just to stay competitive, right? And so for me, that constant pressure has started to affect my health in the past 6 months. My blood pressure increased. I began having severe migraines, and I even experienced a burst blood vessel in my eye. That was a total wake up call for me because I woke up with my eye busted open. It was, it's like that constant fear that I'm gonna not have a job, or that, I could be discarded at any time. And so I'll be turning 50 in January, and I've reached a point in my life where taking care of my health and spending that time doing the work that truly brings me joy matters more to me than chasing every new trend, right? And so then something hit me. Being a reseller was one of the few businesses that AI can't completely replace. AI can certainly help write listings and remove backgrounds from photos and suggest pricings, organize your inventory, and all those things, right? But AI cannot walk into a thrift store. It can't spot that rare vintage jacket hidden in the crowded rack, right? It can't recognize quality fabric by its touch, and it can't negotiate, right, at the flea market. So it can't experience the excitement of discovering an incredible piece that someone else has overlooked. That's the part that I've missed the most. I've almost missed sewing and restoring vintage clothing completely. So when I lived in the States, I owned an alterations business on the side. And during the wedding season, I repaired wedding dresses, and I also worked with our local theater, restoring costumes. Creating something with my hands has always been part of who I am. And honestly, I have missed the reseller community. I miss my Poshmark. I miss talking with other resellers. I miss the treasure hunts. I miss finding unique pieces for customers who appreciate them. So, living in Honduras has been an incredible experience, but there isn't the same reseller community here that I had in the United States, and that actually inspired another dream. So, during the past year, I started building a marketplace app called Mi Placita to help local entrepreneurs here sell online in Honduras. And I'll share that entire journey in another video because I'm incredibly excited about where it's headed. But as I've thought about my future, and I kept coming back to this something basic and simple thing that we all know. So there are three things that people always need, right? Shelter, food, and clothing. So I considered different businesses ideas like real estate didn't feel like my calling at all. I also don't have a desire to open up like a restaurant, although my daughter and I are working towards launching a coffee business at some point. And I even earned my coffee export license from here from Honduras, so that has been exciting. So I'll be able to do that in the near future. But every road keeps leading me back to this one thing, and that is my vintage store, which is my baby. The fashion, the vintage, the reselling, all of it. So that's always been my passion. And since I was a teenager, I've always loved to find the best pieces. I was always the eccentric person in high school. I was the girl that was wearing the 60s and the 70s clothing in the 90s. And while everyone else was dressed differently, I had like my own unique style. So I've always loved finding vintage pieces that tell a story and that show people how vintage fashion can be styled in a modern way. And that's something that I don't think that I'll ever outgrow. So now I'm starting over and this time from Honduras. So I'm documenting everything here, how I'm reopening my eBay store, whether it's possible to successfully sell on eBay while living in another country for those of you expats that would like to get some type of extra income coming in. So let's explore that together. I'm how I'm sourcing inventory right now is at the local thrift stores here. I think like my biggest thing is going to be shipping internationally and how that works, right? And so we'll just figure it out. Like, what does that really look like to build a vintage reselling business overseas? So, if you're interested in eBay, vintage fashion, entrepreneurship after 40, moving abroad, or simply just creating a business that gives you more freedom, I'd love for you to come on this journey with me. Be sure to subscribe because this is just the beginning. Welcome back to Blu Butterfly Vintage. Okay, let's go treasure hunting.